Hey friends, I'm just gonna need y'all to ignore the giant Miss Pac-Man behind me. It just doesn't need to be talked about. That said, BG Money merch right here, linked below. Coffee's just now kicking in. So if you are new here, it's already weird. Sorry about that. Probably not gonna change. I'm Sarah, also known as Budget Girl here on the internet. And today we're kicking it back to an old school 5 frugal things video. And if you're not familiar with that, I have 7 years of playlists doing that. It essentially is a personal transparency accounting of my recent money wins and fails. And I do this in the hopes of helping you guys not make the same mistakes that I have, and also hopefully to duplicate my wins. So today we're going to talk about several. I have a list I've been keeping of money wins and fails, so let's jump into it. But first, don't forget to subscribe, and you can also visit me on Instagram, Facebook, all the places at Go Budget Girl. So first, I canceled my Peacock account. I actually had it for about 2 months for $11 a month, almost entirely to watch the iCarly reboot. There wasn't really anything else on there that me and Jacob were interested in. There was a month free, and so I paid a total of $11 to watch the iCarly reboot. And once I figured out that there wasn't really anything else I was gonna watch on there, a lot of their stuff gets duplicated on other streaming platforms, I decided to bounce. So after I got charged my $11 after the free trial, I tried to cancel online, and it likes to do this thing where it's like, okay, your cancellation will, or your subscription will end next month on this date, so that they can get that full month of subscription from you. I didn't necessarily want that because I knew I wasn't going to watch Peacock for the rest of the month. So what I did was I actually chatted the helpline and said, hey, can you cancel it now, prorate the thing? And they did. So I actually only ended up paying like $1 to watch the iCarly reboot, and I didn't have to refund the rest of that. They also did a sneaky thing where they were like, we'll give you another free month, when I tried to cancel, and I was like, nope, because that's going to require me to come back and try to remember to cancel again. And the way that subscriptions get you is by that continuing payment that they trust you're not going to remember to cancel or take the time to cancel. So I did that. I saved money, and let's move on. Next, some of you guys aren't going to like this. I'm going to tell you right now. Companies, especially clothing companies, will sometimes come out with a get something free when you sign up for a VIP or whatever subscription. Feel free to cancel anytime. And they do not like it when you cancel after the free things. Yeah, that's not necessarily a profitable business model, but they're really banking on the fact that most people are either going to like the product enough that they're going to want to get more, or they're going to just forget to cancel and they're going to get to charge them. So I saw 2 at the same time. I needed some new black leggings because I got paint all over my old ones. Just life of a DIYer. And so I actually ordered 2 free leggings from PopFit and 2 for like $20 leggings from Fabletics. I like both of these brands. Surprisingly, I had tried Fabletics before, hadn't tried PopFit before. Surprisingly, I liked the PopFit ones better. Like, they're stretchier, they're comfier, they have more pockets. Just an FYI. They are like $50 each normally, which is too damn much for leggings, if we're being honest. And I'm always honest here. Like for honesty. So the PopFit does sign you up for like an automatic subscription. So does Fabletics. After you get your free things, that's what you have to sign up for to do the thing. But at every point in the way, it's like you can cancel anytime. So I'm like, I'm canceling after I get my free stuff or my cheap stuff. So I went back, I canceled PopFit. That wasn't an issue at all. That was really easy to do online. Fabletics makes you jump through like some hoops, and you actually have to like call and talk to a person, or you have to get into like a live chat with a person. There's no like easy cancel my subscription button on Fabletics. They're really hoping to take advantage of the anxious among us that we don't want to engage with people. I'm not scared of engaging with people if it's going to save me money. So I canceled my further subscription. I still paid them $20 for the leggings. That's probably all it costs to make. So I got 4 sets of leggings for $20, and I no longer have subscriptions. Apparently this one is pretty subscription based. Let me know down below if you guys think this is ethical or not, to take advantage of those types of deals when you know you have no intention of continuing the subscription. A note that they do these types of deals in the hopes, with like knowing that you can cancel at any time, that it's in the rules that you can cancel any time, just with the hopes that you'll forget or want to keep paying or want to pay an extreme amount extra for leggings on the next time. All right, now fail. So I recently started doing some skating again with my local roller derby league. I did this way back in the day before I became budget girl. Post-college, I joined the Mississippi Brawl Stars. I'll stick in some pictures. I was a pretty good blocker. I was a very decent blocker. My derby name was Dixie Snarling, and I skated under the number 2, but derby's rough. And I had stress fractures for years, and when I lived in Louisiana and Arkansas, there weren't any derby teams close by. There's a derby team close by here. I have NSO'd for them, non-skating officialed for them before, and I really like the girls here. They're fantastic. They're the Brazos Valley Roller Girls, and yeah, they're awesome. So they recently had a referee boot camp going on, and I decided to get back on my skates and see if I still had it. And surprisingly, I can still skate. And refereeing usually involves a lot less pain and hitting, and I thought it would be a good exercise. However, a lot of my old skating equipment has disintegrated over the past 10 years, so I had to order some new stuff. I spent about $250 on new equipment. Now that in itself is not a fail. I needed new knee pads, I needed new wrist guards and everything like that. They just weren't safe anymore, and that's the point of safety equipment. The fail is that kind of towards the end of it, of the referee training program, there was a COVID outbreak, and they decided to put the pause on it. And at that point in time, I had ordered a couple of sets of toe stops because I wanted to replace my toe stops. I'd already gotten all my gear, and I completely forgot to return the set that I liked less because practices were canceled for a few weeks. I just kind of shoved them to the back. I started working on the camper, and that's just about $50 down the hole. Now I can probably sell those because they're still new in box, but it was just a fail that I forgot to do the return in time, and I try to be really, really good at returns, and I highly suggest that you guys learn to be really, really good at returns because that saves you so much money, especially for something you know you don't want, and it's just sitting in your house being former money. So I've always prided myself on being really good at returns, but I forgot and I failed. So now I have 2 sets of toe stops. I only need 1, and also like the scrimmage from this past weekend got canceled, so I didn't even get to like use the 1 set. So, but it'll happen. It'll happen again, and I can probably sell the other toe stops to another derby girl for a good price, and she'll get a little discount. Next win. I did sell some items on Poshmark and Mercari, and every time I do this, I'm like, this was so easy. Why don't I do this more often? And it's just a matter of like getting out your phone, taking pictures, and then listing the item. I actually sold some stuff that I had listed for a little bit, and when one thing sold, it kind of inspired me to like list a couple of other things. So I started pulling some stuff around the house, and then I got lazy, and so now I have like 5 things that I need to sell hanging in my closet. But I did sell some stuff, and that is good. I have 2 associated kind of house wins / fails. The first is that my loan got moved, sold from one person to another, and my insurance went up. And I actually haven't even called them on that yet. It might not do any good, but it went up like $20 a month, which is pretty significant when my home insurance is like $100 a month. So I might need to shop around for that a little bit more. My home insurance and my car insurance are together, and also my home insurance is like built into the escrow account with my duplex. So that might be just like a crazy amount of stuff to try to jump over and hoops to go through, and it might not even be worth it. I might just have to do it. But that is also the argument of a lazy person, and I'm not usually a lazy person. So I'm going to consider that a fail in progress because I haven't addressed it yet, but I will at some point. And the second house thing is that I had to get my roof replaced. Back in the summer, we had a hailstorm in Texas, which is the weirdest thing ever. Huge, like baseball-sized hail. Jacob's front and back window got smashed out. My car has a bunch of dents on it. I didn't even do a claim because I don't necessarily care how my car looks as long as it runs right. And no glass broke, no like windows got bumped up. So I just have, my car has like freckles and dimples now, which is, it's fine. That's cute, right? I did have to get a loan adjuster out and a person out. My roof is now done. They originally sent me like an $8,000 check and like a $400 check for damage to my roof and damage to my shed. And this is the first time I've had to go through any sort of process like this. It was complicated and I did not like it. Fortunately, the guy that I had doing my roof was willing to like work with the insurance company on my behalf. And he came in and was kind of like, so you sign over your deductible to me on behalf of the insurance company, and then anything that it costs over that, I go after the insurance company for, which I checked against a couple people and they're like, yeah, you're good. So he actually, and I decided not to get my shed replaced. So they gave me like $800 to replace my shed because it had a little bit of damage. It's fine, it's a metal shed. It wasn't in great condition to begin with. It just holds my tools and stuff. So I just decided to not do that. So I actually was able to just take that $800 out of my deductible and kind of come back a little bit on the $2,500 that I had to pay out. I also might be getting a little bit of that back because some of the stuff that the insurance said they would pay to replace, the roofer said he doesn't really think necessarily need to be replaced. He showed me, it was like some side stuff and I was like, yeah, all this looks fine to me. And it wasn't a matter of, I don't know what I'm looking at because the roof also looked fine to me, to tell you the truth. But then they showed me like the parts where it's like, no, here's damage, here's damage, here's damage. So I might get a little bit of money off of that back, but essentially the win is that I had an emergency fund, a home emergency fund and a personal emergency fund, so that when I needed a new roof, I could cut a $2,500 check for a new roof, no problem. Also the shed thing, because I got that by not having to replace a shed, that was fine. Just had a little bit of like ding damage, more freckles, more dimples. I saved a little bit of money that way. All right, and then another subscription thing. Today is the day of subscriptions. I signed up for a 2-week free trial to a contracts like law website because I needed to write a contract for something, and I was all the way through it when they were like, oh, there's a fee, but here's a 2-week free trial. Your PayPal will be charged after 2 weeks. I forgot. I wrote it down, but then I forgot to cancel it after 2 weeks. So when I got the charge, I immediately chatted the company, asked them to cancel my subscription. They did the same thing where they're like, okay, your subscription will be canceled next month. Nope, chat. And said, no, I'd like it canceled today. I'm not going to use it. And they refunded me in full since I did it the same day that I got charged. So win on that. Slight fails all around. I would love to know what your recent frugal wins and fails are. This is a space where we talk about money, we share about money in the hopes that we can all learn to do better with money and improve our lives. So if you're all about that kind of life, go ahead and like and subscribe and maybe share this channel with a friend. Who knows? It's up to you. I don't tell you what to do. I tell you what I do, and then you can take from that what you would wish. I'm gonna have more coffee and eat my lunch, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.